What's up, everyone? I'm super excited for today, and the guest that we have today is Iqbal Sayed, who's the pro creator from India, one of the best contest prep coaches in India, and he's also very famously known as the Humble Beast. Iqbal Sayed, Humble Beast. Bye. Thank you so much for taking our time.
Thank you for
Welcome to the
inviting
show.
me. Hello guys, Iqbal Sayed here.
And before I even start, there are a lot of questions that I have in my mind, okay? And the first thing that I want to ask is, where did this name, the Humble Beast, come from? Is there a backstory?
It's a very small story altogether. Let me share my background at first. Before I could enter into fitness industry, I'm a civil engineer with an MBA, and I'm still working as a full-time deputy general manager with Reliance Infrastructure's Mumbai Metro 1 project. And in my office, I was one of the most huge guys with a lot of muscles. And being humble towards people is has always been my nature. So I had a colleague called Mr. Chhatrasal Singh, and he called me Humble Beast. And that is when I love the word. I just put it as a tag to my Instagram ID. And in fitness industry, people started knowing me as Iqbal Sayed, the Humble Beast.
So it was an employee from your
Reliance.
Organization in
Yes.
Reliance who gave you this name, not
Yes.
from the
No, it
fitness
was not
industry.
thought of. Otherwise, what happens is people create their Insta tagline
Correct,
and then
yeah.
thought of official blah blah blah. Mine is little different. Someone just came and gave me a name. I liked it and I just put it on Instagram.
And before you even joined Reliance, okay,
Yes.
this whole fitness, and how did you get into this whole fitness industry? Was it before getting into Reliance? Because as you said that
It's
you
a
were one
long
of the
story altogether, Azharbai, but if I would try to squeeze it and tell you, fitness was a passion which was forced upon me. My dad has always been a bodybuilder, but not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he never competed though. From the old school kind of.
But lifting, pure play lifting.
Perfect
Okay.
lifting, lot of muscle. He never had abs, but he never had a belly as well. He still has his arms bigger than me. So when I was in engineering and we had vacation, he forced me to join gym. And this funniest part was within the first month I got stretch marks on my shoulders. And
What
and
age was that?
It was the growth. It was the muscle growth. So, and since I had zero knowledge about bodybuilding or fitness or workout, I thought it could be some infection because of the sweat, and I just left the gym. And after 6 months, when he tried to take me up, कि क्या कर रहा है, अभी कितना weight उठा रहा है, and then I told him मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ gym में, मेरे को skin infection हो गया.
When was this? What was the
This
age
was in
then?
the year 2004, I guess. I was 17 years old. Then after a year again I joined, then I left. Then when I was in engineering final year again I started working out. When I started working with Reliance again I left the gym because we had rotational shifts back then. And in 2013, I think 2013 was the year when I had attended this exhibition called Body Power Expo. So
That was where?
it was in Bombay Exhibition Center, Nesco. That was the only exhibition which used to happen. And Body Power Expo was owned by some guy called Nick Cotton from UK.
Correct.
So I am still holding that ticket. I'm still, it's still in my possession. The first ticket which I had bought for some $1,200, and when I entered the expo, I realized, "Ke boss, tu kya kar raha hai? You have been training, you have been going to gym, you have been dieting, but the world is completely different, and the industry is too vast." So that was the point when I decided, no, I must, channelize my
Towards
efforts
more
towards
competing.
as such.
So how long? How many years was it that before
I
you
never
went-
had a coach, honestly. 2013-14, I never had a coach. I did initial few preps on my own. Engineering has helped me in so many ways. The foremost thing which I learned from engineering is the discipline. No matter where you are, what you do, if you are disciplined, you can do anything.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that has helped me in bodybuilding as well. Second, reading, and you keep learning. I always quote this to all my friends, family, my students, my clients. If you stop learning today, you will stop reading tomorrow.
Yeah. You.
So this has been my practice that I keep reading. For example, if you would discuss one random word which I'm not aware of, I would accept. I do not know it, but it would be my duty to learn about
You'll
that
take at the
particular
time
word
and
when
you'll
I go
start
home.
reading up.
So that is how the learning about bodybuilding started. It took me more than a year to understand. I was the guy who used to go to gym, but I didn't know how many calories in a gram of protein, how many calories in a gram of carbs. So that is where I have started from, literally from the scratch. So the first competition which I won was Mumbai Shri. I got silver.
This was when?
This was in 2015. No, it was in 2016 January.
So this was after how many years?
Almost 2 years when I started my prep.
No. How many years that you spent some sort of time going to the gym?
More than
following
4 or 5 years.
So it was 4 or 5 years by the time you really
proper
got into
training. A proper diet was for 2 years, and a proper contest prep as such for 3 months.
Tell me, I just want to delve more into the early days, okay? It's like whenever we start something new, so I can definitely see from your journey that your dad was there to push you, correct? To get you started. I've seen a lot of times there are a lot of naysayers. अरे क्या करेगा? You know, what are you? मतलब a lot of people when we get started, okay, fine, you know, here's another N2 cutlet. कितना time करेगा? That's how it was for me, right? My early days was wherein a lot of people, there were a lot of naysayers, and I've seen with a lot of people there are a lot of naysayers. How has your journey been? Most of the people around were supportive, or it was a mix? Who were the biggest naysayers? Who were the most supportive? How was it?
I believe you'll always have mixed of people around you. Some will support you, some will pretend to support you, and some will definitely not at all support you. What I feel is your goal is your goal. So if I've decided I have to do something, even I'm being very straight in my conversation, even if my family would not support it, I would not listen to them. Because this particular goal has been given to me by the God. Had it been their goal, God would have given this goal to them. So my approach is slightly different. No matter whether people support me or don't support me, if I have to do it, I'll just do it.
Knowing you, I know that you are a very spiritual person, and I think that just makes me ask this question: does your you being spiritual, does that have to play? Does that play any role in your journey? As you said that you feel that it's from.
If I would conclude it in one sentence, spirituality may not give you a lot of things, but at least it will not make you lose anything that you have. The foremost thing. Secondly, no matter what religion you follow, being spiritual is like connecting yourself to the divine power, the universe, and it gives you that kind of calmness, and automatically you become humble towards the universe and the people around. That's it.
And I remember when you were telling me just as we started the conversation, and there is so much to you, okay? You have a full-time job at Reliance. I think it's what, 10, 12 years now?
Been 12 and a half years.
12 and a half years, okay. So you have a full-time job. You have a full-time gym as a business that you run. And I think you mentioned that you have started some gaming arcade as well. You have a few supplement stores as well. Anything that I've missed?
An apparel brand.
Already launched?
Already launched in 2 years.
So you have an apparel brand.
And a peanut butter brand.
And a peanut butter brand. Now tell me, okay, I have so many people, okay, and one of the most common excuses that I hear from people is that time nahi hai. Okay, either they'll say कि अरे business है, you don't know business में कितना occupied रहते, और जो job वाले they will say अरे job है, job से कभी time नहीं मिलता है, correct? Now you, okay, I missed. On top of that, you also prep coach. You are a pro-creator, you help people
and
with
I competed myself as well.
How do you take out time for your personal fitness? It's something which I really wanted to ask you.
One thing which I remember from my engineering days, to everyone who's watching me, let me tell you my background. I'm a civil engineer with an MBA. Apart from this, like Azhar shared with you all, I own a gym, 2 supplement stores, an apparel brand, a peanut butter brand, a gaming studio. I have recently taken a break from my competing career, and I coach people as well. So when I was in engineering, it was our orientation day, the very first day in engineering, and we were all gathered in the auditorium, and there were just random conversations. And I remember Mr. Virani was one of the professors in Sabu-Siddhik Engineering College, and he was talking about the leaders who helped India develop as a country after the partition. So he mentioned Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru used to sleep for only 3 to 4 hours, and that is how he could, lead the nation. Back then, as kids, it was very funny for us. कि अरे यार 3 घंटा कौन सोता है, 4 घंटा कौन सोता है. But over a period of time, when I entered into the working part of the life, with all my experiences, I came to a conclusion, and I told it to myself. It's an Hindi. जिनके जिनकी नींद पूरी होती है उनके ख्वाब पूरे नहीं होते. So that is where I realized.
Yeah.
That is where I realized. Secondly, you have only one life. I'm little talking against the bodybuilding as such, because I'm a prep coach. But see the psychology that I am following. आपको एक ही जिंदगी मिली है. An average lifespan is 60 years, say for an example. People may die at any random age, but the average lifespan of Indian considered as 60 years, 60, 70 years. And if you're sleeping 8 hours out of 24 hours of your day, you're spending 1/3 of your day in sleeping. So 1/3 of your life is 20 years. जिंदगी गुजर जाने के बाद आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. तो अगर आप 60 साल भी जी रहे हो तो आप 20 साल सिर्फ सोने में निकाल रहे हो.
That's a very controversial statement. I'm sure there are
Yes.
a lot of people.
Second,
even I think in this whole, as he rightly mentioned before even getting started, that this whole sleep thing might not get along well with a lot of people. But continue. This is interesting.
Then people may think that if you're not sleeping and if you keep slogging, working towards your goal, you're just burning out. My mantra is very simple. If not now, then when? Say now at this age, I might force my body to get something done. Say for an example, you reach at the age of 50 and 60, you may want to do something.
Yeah.
You may be compensated or you may be paid crores of rupees for a month, say for an example. Your body will not support to do it.
I think I agree. The only thing on the sleep part, which I would very well relate with, is that when you're young, okay, we have that advantage to go that extra mile and then push it. I think if there is something which I really feel the most blessed about out of so many things is that we started early. I think
Yes.
we are okay to discuss our age, right? We are about 37,
37.
right? So I think one of the best things that we've done is we started early.
Yes.
And when you're young, when you're pushing your limit, I think that's one of the, if you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, I think this is the best time to really. I have a few questions for youngsters as well.
For sleep part, what I would mention is, yes, I'm saying two things which might look little contradictory to each other. One is you must have 7 to 8 hours of sleep for your body to recover, heal, and grow. But at the same time, from the psychology perspective, I feel sleep is basically an escapism, and to kill the tiredness that you have throughout the day while working. If you're doing what you love to do, you're never tired.
Yeah.
And if you're less tired, your body will absolutely be okay and recover as much as it is recovering with lesser amount of sleep as well.
What do you, this just brings me to the next question, okay, just to put into like 3 broad buckets, okay. One is job, one is all the businesses, and the third, let's say if I were to put all your coaching for yourself
Fitness,
and
anything related to
all
fitness
your
and bodybuilding.
clients, okay. If I were to ask you to pick one, okay, out of the 3, what do you enjoy the most? Or is it like a very equal 33, 33, 33, or something has a stronger...
At the moment, there's a perfect balance between all 3. I'm enjoying all 3, and hence I'm into the day. I always tell to my team members as well who work for me, if say for an example, one day you wake up and you don't feel like going to work, the workplace, you feel little, "Arey yaar, kya roz jana hai," that should be the day you should resign from your work.
Interesting.
So I don't feel that way for any of my work.
And so this is for the work, okay.
Yes.
And we know that when it comes to work, I think I agree with you. If you're not enjoying something, I think we
You should
shouldn't be
switch.
continuing, right? And my question next over here is that when it comes to fitness, okay, when it comes to whatever, be it the dieting part, be it the exercise part, I personally feel so, okay, there are times wherein we are just not motivated enough, or we are not in that zone wherein we are at the पीक ऑफ आवर मोटिवेशन, राइट. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं यार आज छोड़ देते हैं, राइट, आज नहीं करते. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू फिटनेस, ओके, वी नो जॉब के जैसा नहीं है, नहीं नहीं मन कर रहा है, इफ यू आर नॉट एंजॉइंग छोड़ दो. आई वेरी स्ट्रांगली बिलीव दैट when it comes to health, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to eating in a certain way, option नहीं है, करना ही है, whether you enjoy or you don't enjoy, right? So at those times, okay, do you come across times, so my first question is, do you also come across a zone or sometimes during the entire year or a month or a week wherein you're not that motivated enough? One, do you? And second, if yes, how do you pick yourself and what thought gets you going at that time?
See, there are many thoughts and many ways which I could share. एक तो पहले तो ये कि we all are humans, we are not machines.
Yeah.
That we will work the way it is programmed. So there could be ups, there could be downs. तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि आपको कभी बिल्कुल ही दिल ना हो जाने का, बट ऐसा ना हो कि आप इतना नहीं जा रहे हो कि आपने आपकी बॉडी बिगाड़ दी. बॉडी बिल्डिंग इज कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट, बट अ लाइफस्टाइल अप्रोच वुड बी डिफरेंट टुवर्ड्स गोइंग टू जिम. तो आप दोनों ही ले लीजिए, वेदर इट इज यू आर गोइंग टू जिम जस्ट फॉर द लाइफस्टाइल पर्पस और यू आर गोइंग टू जिम फॉर द बॉडी बिल्डिंग पर्पस एज सच. अगर आप अपने आप को आईने में कपड़े उतार के देख रहे हो और खुद को पसंद नहीं कर रहे हो, तो यू आर नॉट डूइंग द राइट थिंग.
I think that's one of the best things. Not knowingly,
Yes.
I at home mostly I don't wear a t-shirt or anything, okay. And that's a very easy way, and I have a lot of mirrors at home. तो वो दिख जाता है कि बस गड़बड़ है, and that's enough for us
Yes.
to get us
अब
going.
इसके ऊपर हो सकता है कुछ व्यूअर्स इसको बॉडी शेमिंग वाले एंगल में अगर लेकर जाते हैं, तो भाई टू लव योर बॉडी इज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट.
हाँ, बट हम खुद
But
तो हमारी body
harming
shaming.
yourself, everyone knows what is good, what is bad. It is just they are defending themselves by fighting with the society. Ke, no, this is right, this is right. I completely agree. You love your body the way it is, but everyone knows what they love.
But just to pick up on the body shaming part, I don't know if you've ever been through. I have one of the reasons why I got into this whole fitness regime is because I was hugely body shamed. When I say body shamed, a lot of people think that only overweight and obese people are body shamed. I was like an underweight child. Okay, I have been body shamed for being skinny. Okay, for being called look. I don't know how was your childhood.
I was always in shape.
Correct, I wasn't. So when you say body shaming, I tell people कि ये नहीं जाएगा. That's how the society is. मतलब the world out there is ruthless. Okay, they don't care and they will body shame, and I think it can make and break you. For
Yes.
me, fortunately, it really worked in my favor. I took that as a challenge, and I think जिसने जो बोला, I feel that today I'm grateful कि आप लोग ने वो बोले, and and I'm blessed to be where I am. I think that gave me a certain push, so to say. But yeah, body shaming का तो unfortunately it's sad, नहीं होना चाहिए, but because you never know who's gonna take it how.
Yes.
And what is it that those who are as I said, I have a few questions for youngsters as well, okay. A lot of people while getting started, okay, they are not really motivated. They are in two minds, हम करे नहीं करे, correct. What's your message to them, like for somebody who's getting started, be it let's say about gym. Let's say if somebody comes to you, मुझे gym जाना है सर, जाऊँ नहीं जाऊँ, what's your
देखिए, पूरे लाइफ में मैंने जितने लोगों से इंटरेक्ट किया है, या मैं अपना एनालिसिस अगर करूं, तो दो चीजें जो सबसे ज्यादा मायने रखती है हर किसी की जिंदगी में, वो है टाइम मैनेजमेंट एंड फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट. तो जो कोई ये रो रहा है मैं जिम नहीं जा पा रहा हूँ, उसमें भी अगर इफ यू वुड गो टू द रूट, it could be either of these two. Either he doesn't have time or he doesn't have money. I'm not able to compete. Maybe he doesn't have time. Maybe he doesn't have money.
But don't you think there could also be a third possibility जहाँ intent ही नहीं है, पैसा भी है. I tell people that there are people जिनके पास पैसा भी है, time भी है, but intent ही नहीं है.
So that is what I said. Maybe they don't love their body.
Yeah. Could
Maybe
be.
they don't love their body. So we are talking only about the people who love their body and they're not able to find motivation.
And what is it? What is it when it comes to dieting? Okay, or when we talk about all the healthy lifestyle habits, is there any lifestyle habit which you feel यार ये मुझे नहीं पसंद है बट फिर भी करता हूँ.
देखिए एक वक्त अभी ऐसा आ गया है ना कि अगर आप किसी को जाके डाइट पूछेंगे तो people have a notion that diet food is completely different from the food which is made at home for general
Correct.
family members. But it is not so. Honestly, we have spoiled the food pattern in such a fashion that we are forced to say something else as diet.
Yeah.
If I go a generation or two generations back, maybe my nana, even he never went to gym. My dada never went to gym. They were all healthy, fit, with no stomach, no obesity in the entire family. It was only because they're physically active and they were eating proper, natural, organic, unprocessed foods at their home.
There is a lot of difference with respect to the kind of produce that we have
Yes.
today. Yeah,
So
undoubtedly.
for the diet part, I would say for the people who are into lifestyle and they just want to be in shape, lose some fat or gain, they don't have to be too harsh with their food choices. They can just eat their homemade food.
Yeah. I think that's where people go wrong. They really only look at a very extreme sort of thing. कि अगर
Yes.
diet करना है तो ये छोड़ना ही पड़ेगा.
हाँ.
But what I meant with my question was like for me particularly, okay, trying to ensure that I am eating a sufficient amount of vegetables every day is a task.
Yes.
That's one thing. Also, at the same time, trying to ensure that I'm hydrating myself enough is a task.
Yes.
Correct?
So to keep a track, obviously you have guys. There's an app called Pango.
Oh, yeah.
Azarbai has come up with this app, and this is actually helping a lot of people keeping a track of their food, calories, hydration, sleep, etc., etc. So ये तो आपने solve कर दिया.
But again, it's that's one thing which I really struggle with. So when that just out of since this has come up when I was with my team, I was like, यार ये पानी वाला feature तो मुझे मेरे लिए डालना है. I don't know whether there are out there people who are really struggling to keep a check on their water intake, but I definitely feel at times that I haven't. So that's one thing, and I'm glad that you also appreciate that feature. And I think we'll discuss some other day that what more
Yes,
can we do on
sure.
that. I think that's definitely a topic for with you. I was very sure, that time I thought of speaking with you, I was like, shit, yaar, matlab there is so much that I need to speak with Iqbal bhai, and I was really trying to see कि मैं कहाँ का restrict करूँ अपना conversation. So definitely there is so much more. And having said that, we are not done with today's session. There is still so much more that I need to ask him with respect to exercise. अभी थोड़ा fun question पे जाते हैं. Okay, we have a section which is called buzzer with Azhar. Okay, which is more like a rapid fire
तो
question.
rapid fire पहले पानी पीलो.
Correct. तो थोड़ा पानी पी लो, and we'll then get started with the rapid fire buzzer with Azhar. Okay, fun questions about your life and your choices and all of that.
It's a one word, one sentence.
One word, one sentence. Try and restrict to one word, and
Okay.
it's gonna be. There are a few questions where you will have two options as well. So you just have to pick up option one or option two. Okay.
Done.
Part or a fun section, okay, which is called buzzer with Azhar, which is more like a rapid fire. Okay, I'm gonna
One word.
shoot one word, max 2 words. I'm gonna give you a few options. Just make sure that you don't take more than 2 seconds to answer the whole
Okay.
question. All set? All right. Okay, let's go.
Yep.
Burgers or pizzas?
None.
Really?
None.
Ice creams or cakes?
Ice cream.
AM or PM workout?
PM workout.
Tank tops or hoodies?
Tank top.
What's your training style? Old school or new age?
New style with techniques.
Okay. One body part you could train for 7 days and not get bored.
Legs. Quads.
One thing you could eat year round without getting bored.
Dal chawal.
Okay. Eggs or chicken? What do you struggle with?
Eggs.
I think it's the same for me. How many eggs do you eat, or how many eggs max you've eaten in a day?
Max I've eaten 4. I've always lied to my coaches in the past.
Really? All the coaches who've coached Iqbal Sayed Humble Beast, I think this is something which is
I used to feed the boiled eggs to my driver actually.
lovely, lovely, lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And this by and large, we are coming to the end. And before we officially end the show and the episode for today, thank you so much. I had super duper fun, and I think your journey has been inspirational. And I think the way you are juggling with so many things, right from your work to your business to your contest prep, I think you are an absolute inspiration for me and for so many other people. Before we really officially end the show for today, one message that you would like to give to all the fellow gym owners, and one message that you would like to give all the newbies or anybody who's trying to get healthier. Two message for the audience.
One message to everyone who's from the fitness and the bodybuilding domain. What I would say, see, we have come to an era where the knowledge, the information is very easily available. Information is so easily available. You click and you get to know everything. But I believe an information without assimilation is a disaster. Like for an example, knowledge and wisdom should go hand in hand. Google will also teach you how to make bombs, but your wisdom should tell you you should not bomb any place. So similarly, it comes to your own health. You know everything, but when it comes to your health, you should always be under a watchful eye.
Yeah.
You should be under someone who has an affluent knowledge of health, wellness, fitness, bodybuilding, etc., etc., etc. Secondly, to the gym owners, like I as a gym owner would always tell my co-gym owners who all are there in the field, let us not compete with each other. Let us create a USP, especially for your own business, and try to create an environment where people look up to you for their health and not you as just a business. You are providing solution for the problems that people are already facing, and that is how in synergy everyone grows. For an example, even if somebody would come and tell me they want to open a gym just a kilometer or 2 kilometers away from my gym, I would still help them to set up their gym, because it is, if I know something I'm doing good, I would definitely make the same amount of business.
I think people when it comes to competition, I think I very strongly believe there is no competition as
Yes, sir.
such. I think
Yes.
there is so much scope in our industry
Secondly,
that
to the gym owners, you have to create solution to the problems which people already have. It's not you have to just keep selling your products. Selling your products will not do anything good to you. In fact, people come to you with some intention. Someone to build muscle, someone to lose fat, someone to gain weight, some just want diet protocols. Like from the diet, I remembered there's this an app called Pango which you have come up with. So to all the gym members, I would say if you do not have a nutritionist on board at your gym, why don't you get associated with Pango and get this problem solved at the larger scale? Secondly, a common message to everyone who is watching this podcast, this interview session, where we need to focus is time management and finance management. If you excel in these two domains of your life, you are just the king. You will rule everything.
Super, super. Thank you so much, Bhai. It was such a pleasure having you, and it was a fabulous conversation. And thank you so much for telling people to get on board with Pango. That was not plotted. And I hope you all enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed, and hope you all enjoy the entire episode. And if there is anything, let me know in comments that what is it that you would want us to cover next, because I'm definitely not done with him. There are so many more episodes that I'm gonna do with Iqbal Bhai alone. And if there is any person in particular you would want me to call for my next show, let me know in comments. Hope you enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye bye.